I didn't have anything ready. Anything ready for you at all. That's good. Hang on. Cold. But this whole working in the snow thing, kind of a vibe, actually. So, today we've got some simple plates that I whipped up real quick for some more holes in the firewall. So I need to fill that big guy over there, which is gonna suck to weld. There's just so much like gunk and like stuff in there. It's just gonna suck. Don't look at those. Those are gonna get cleaned. 2 holes over there. I didn't make a plate for that little hole, I realized, but we got a plate for that big hole. That just needs to have a washer welded on it. That is where the throttle cable comes through. That I'm just gonna fill. We're also gonna take the seam off, get that seam filler off, and stitch weld that. Same thing up there. I don't think I have anything else to say. Guess I'm just gonna start cleaning and prepping and getting shit ready. So, for those of you wondering what the hell this giant ridiculous hole is, by the way, that is where the original wiring harness came through. The factory wiring harness with ECU being out here, and because stock GTO, the ECU is mounted like right here. It's terrible. I hate it. It's terrible. So at one point, I moved all that inside because I was also cutting up the hood and stuff, and I didn't want it to get wet. And so it had this big grommet, this big plastic grommet that they built larger than the hole in the front. So it clipped in, but you couldn't feed it through, no matter what you want to do. So I had to cut out extra to be able to just feed through and then feed all the plugs from the ECU. So that's where this came from. I'm fixing my solutions. Which you can't really be mad at myself for. This is not like I ever intended this to be permanent. And when it came here, this was the whole goal. Strip down entirely, make everything what I want. So, not real mad about it or nothing. Just, you know. Past me could have saved future me's problems. A little bit of some updates and some changes. So I actually found something. This little washer, which was oddly enough actually bolted to this car, holding one of the plates that I never welded in, holding one of the firewall plates on for years now. So I think it's just kind of cool. But this thing's gonna work perfect for right here, where my throttle cable comes through. It's literally gonna fit right on. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little raised, and this is the perfect size for it. So I need to get that cleaned up a little bit more. So originally what I had, I took these big washers and just cut this channel so that basically I could slip it over the cable and then put that in, and then I had a second one of these on the firewall side. Okay, as you can see, I bundled up a little bit more. It's still coming down. I mean, the whole truck's coated. Everything out there is coated. Finally got the heater working. I think I mentioned that before. So, I cleaned up in the engine bay a little bit more. I got that all prepped ready to be welded to, as well as getting these seams cleaned out. I can't really get up in that corner. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. Once again, this is going to be a Pro-Am comp car for a while. Even right now for this year, for 2025, the goal is just get it done and on the track. At least 1 or 2, maybe 3 events this year. Actually get to take the car out, practice in it, tandem in it, get a good feel for it. I don't have to be concerned with every single teeny tiny like meticulous detail right now. Obviously, I'm making sure that whatever I'm doing is not making it where those details would be way, way harder in the future to do. So for now, I'm going to get set up and we're going to start laying some welds. I'm all prepped. Got the welder out on my makeshift table because it usually just stays over there. That's my fab area. So yep, we're just about ready. Snow's still coming down real hard. But anyway, I'll shut up. We got the welder set up, and we're gonna get to welding. Entirely sure what actually got recorded because my phone died, which is what I've been mainly recording on. So I went and got my camera. Camera died repeatedly. But so these stitch welds weren't like they were terrible. They were horrible. Like those are terrible, but they're okay. These were worse. So these stitch welds actually came out like fantastic. They came out exactly what I wanted. Same there. I kind of stitch welded that on. That washer's welded on there pretty good. That ain't coming off. So I stitch welded that. I kind of tacked that bolt on just because the glue came off, and I'm not sure really how well it's pressed in. I got that all patched up. That is tacked in there and needs to be finished up. I need to make a new plate for that because I don't know what happened. That plate was so much thinner than the rest of the plate that I used. I don't know why, but the grinder just basically went right through it. So I need to put a new plate on that, weld that plate in, and then I want to get that one welded in. It's like 11 o'clock right now, but I work night shift, so I'm alive at night, but I try not to be too loud. My goal is to get this stuff welded in and the front grinded down. I want the engine bay painted up so that it can be done and not rusting. So that is the goal. Finish these tack welds, tack that piece on, weld that piece up. We're getting there. Chugging along. Gotten a few inches of snow, but it's done. Fireball is that plate over there in the corner, right there for the throttle cable, right until that bitch was there. That one I had to put that plate on, so it was kind of deeper, but there was a much better way to do it. I just kind of did it though. And then that guy over there. You might be wondering why there's a fresh coat of primer on everything. I live in the Midwest, so everything rusts. So if you even look at it too long without putting paint on it, it'll rust. I'm gonna cut those studs off, grind them down, weld over that. I need to weld that little hole up. I don't even know what it's from. But the firewall itself is sealed now. So what I'll do now is I'm going to come in And I'm gonna put some tacks on all those plates. You know, a bunch of tacks on the corners. You can see where that one, the plate itself, caught on fire. I'm gonna put some tacks on all those plates. That way, I shouldn't need it. They're sealed. I put a light on the back of them. I looked for any pinholes. I found a couple and I welded them back up. So I think that's all for today. We are again working on the competition drift car. The goal today, I'm gonna put a plate in there. I don't like how deep that went in. Doesn't really matter. It's just mainly for aesthetics. I'm not gonna put a filler plate on that one, but I've also got a hole I missed over there. So we're gonna get that sealed up. And then come in here, slap some tacks on everything that needs tacks. So we've got that. We got the heater going. We got the caffeine. Let's go tear some stuff up. Alright. A couple little plates whipped up. This is a little plate. Fill that hole. And then the second plate is going to go in that hole on the side. Let's get to work. Filming. Sometimes, and you just gotta put some tunes on and jam and do your thing for a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna kick the camera off, weld some stuff out real quick. And so while editing this video, I realized I did not film any kind of conclusion for it. So I'm gonna kind of take you guys into the future and show you the progress that was made that night. First and foremost, got that hole filled. You can still see it's kind of rough right there, but it's a lot better than it was. It's not some giant indent. Rest of the firewall is good and done. Went ahead and threw some tacks on these other studs. Like I said, I don't know how well they're pressed in. I just wanted to go ahead and tack them on so they wouldn't come off for any reason. But everything on the firewall sealed up. I went ahead and cut those studs off. I didn't weld that hole up just because it's a little hole. It'll be fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I promise you, the next videos, the production value, much better. I set a much higher bar. Got my GoPro all charged up and working, and SD cards and all that, and I got all that handled. So it is going to be much better videos coming up. Just a lot better quality content. And, you know, I'm excited to continue along with this build. I'm excited to have you guys follow along, teach anything to the GTO people who don't know about them, because they are kind of a pain in the ass. And what I haven't learned from my failures, I've learned from someone else's failures. There are very few people who actually drift these things. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe, for the love of everything holy. Subscribe. I'm cool, I promise. I might be lying, but I promise. I promise I'm cool. So, like this. Subscribe to it. I don't know. Comment. Tell me I'm dumb. I don't care. Oh, fucker.